Every single quarter, companies are betting millions of dollars on one huge question. What do our customers actually want? So today, we're going to dig into how you can stop guessing and start using real evidence to build a strategy that, actually works.
So let me ask you something. Think about your last quarterly plan. And I mean, be honest with yourself. Was it really built on hard data? Or was it, let's say, a collection of the loudest opinions in the room? Look, for most companies, it's the latter. And that, my friends, is a massive gamble. And we're not just talking about a few blog posts here. Oh no, a single strategic decision. That one choice. It sets off this huge chain reaction across the entire company. We're talking marketing campaigns, sales playbooks, all the product messaging. And if you get that initial decision wrong, well, changing course isn't just expensive, it's an absolute momentum killer.
Okay, so to make this really hit home, let's follow a story. I want you to meet Alex. She's a content strategist at a B2B software company. We'll call them Nova CRM. Now, her content plan is literally the first thing potential customers see. That makes it one of the most critical, make-or-break growth levers for the whole business. A lot is riding on her.
So Q3 planning kicks off, and Alex is immediately hit with just a flood of ideas. You know the drill, right? Everybody's got their pet topic. Sales is banging the drum for pipeline visibility. Engineering is all excited about AI automation. And of course, leadership is laser-focused on forecast accuracy. I mean, they all sound important, and every single one has a powerful supporter inside the company. So what do you do? How do you possibly choose?
And here's the thing. This is the real danger. It's not about picking a topic that's objectively bad. The real, hidden risk is picking a theme that everybody inside the company loves, but that means absolutely nothing to your actual customers. It doesn't connect with their real pressures, the language they use, or how they actually make decisions. So Alex decides, you know what? Enough. Instead of trying to win the internal debate, she's just going to end it. She makes this huge shift, moving her focus away from opinions and squarely onto evidence. And this move, it fundamentally changes everything about how her team builds its strategy.
And this shift, it's profound. Seriously, she completely stops asking the old question, what do we want to talk about? And starts asking a much more powerful one. What are our customers actually struggling with right now? It's that classic changing move from an inside-out perspective to an outside-in one.
So how does she do this? Well, Alex puts a new 3-step AI workflow into place. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, use AI to conduct interviews and uncover real customer pain points. Step 2, use AI for research to find the core story, the main narrative hiding in all that data. And finally, step 3, use AI personas to pressure test that narrative before you go all in and launch.
Okay, so let's break down that first step, because it's absolutely crucial. Alex isn't just sending out some generic, boring survey. No way. She's running these really structured AI interviews, and they're designed to understand one thing and one thing only: the emotional weight, the tension, the real-world pressures her customers are under when they're looking at tools like hers. And wow, the results came back fast, and they were surprising. That internal hot topic, automation, the one everyone was so excited about, it was barely a blip on the radar. But forecast accuracy, man, that came up again and again and again, and it was just loaded with emotion. We're talking frustration, tension, people telling stories about blame. It turns out the team's assumptions were completely, totally off.
All right, so now Alex has all this raw, powerful interview data. She moves on to step 2, AI research. And look, the goal here isn't just to count how many times a word was said. It's way deeper. It's about synthesizing all those conversations to pinpoint exactly where the real emotional energy is clustered.
In this process, this is where she found it, the anchor insight for the entire strategy. It turned out the real problem wasn't about missing features in the software. No. The real problem was that RevOps leaders didn't trust their own tools. Why? Because their forecasts were constantly getting torn to shreds in executive meetings. That was the real pain.
So before she commits the whole quarter's budget, Alex takes one last super smart validation step: AI personas. Think of these as models that are built from all that rich interview data. They're specifically designed to test different messages. The whole goal is to get rid of any internal blind spots and make damn sure the narrative is actually going to land with the real audience.
So Alex tests 2 different ways to frame the message. The first one is a technology framing, all about the software, the bits and bytes. But the second one, she called it a trust framing. And this one was all about organizational credibility. It's a huge difference, right? One is about features, the other is about people's careers. The feedback came back, and it was completely unambiguous. The technology frame, the AI persona said it feels generic, but the trust frame, that resonated instantly. The personas literally said it matches how we already talk about our work. Boom! That's the validation Alex was looking for.
So, what's the end result of all this work? The outcome is a plan that's built on pure confidence, not a flimsy consensus. Think about that. Instead of desperately trying to make every single internal stakeholder happy, Alex now has cold, hard evidence to back up her strategic direction. The endless debate? It's over.
And the benefits they ripple out across the whole company. This one research project doesn't just shape the content strategy. Suddenly, the sales team is using these insights to have way better discovery calls. The product team, they're actually referencing the findings in their roadmap meetings. It's amazing. One single effort creates all these different wins.
So what happens is the content plan itself gets elevated. It's not just a schedule of deliverables anymore, not just a calendar of blog posts. It becomes a source of shared context for everyone. It's a true, deep, customer-centric understanding of the market that gets multiple departments all aligned around the same goal.
So really, the big shift we've walked through today is this. It's about moving away from choosing topics that just sound right when you're all sitting in a conference room, and instead committing to themes that are proven to reflect how your audience actually thinks, feels, and decides. It really is the difference between just guessing and actually knowing. And that leaves us with one final question, something for you to think about in your own work. As you're looking at your next quarter or your next big campaign or that new product launch, ask yourself, what blind spots are hiding in your strategy?